"Oh, that's Skibidi," or something like that. Is that how kids speak today? That's top Skibidi, yeah. Gen Alpha are the people born between 2010 and 2024, meaning that the eldest members of this generation are entering their tween and teenage years and starting to develop their own identity. This includes their own language and slang like previous generations before them. While they use slang which are also linked with other generations, like fire meaning good and ghost meaning to ignore, it seems that the singular slang word that has become most deeply linked with Generation Alpha is the bizarre term of Skibidi. This nonsense word has been exploding in popularity in recent times, especially with younger children, and like with many other trends in the past, it is bewildering older people. I remember when I was a kid and teachers being confused about what Pokemon was and the general confusion around it, man. Do you remember Pokemania? If you were alive during like peak Pokemania, gosh, that's a wild time. But anyway, Skibidi isn't quite the new Pokemon, at least not yet anyway, but it's one of the first true examples of a word or trend linked with Gen Alpha, which is making everyone else feel old. So let's look into where this term comes from and what it even means. And first off, in regards to what it means, Skibidi doesn't actually mean anything. The word was intentionally formed as gibberish. It was only later down the line when it picked up some degree of meaning. The word has a really long roundabout history prior to its rising in prominence with young people today. This word has its ultimate origins with the song Dom Dom Yes Yes by Bulgarian singer Biza King. Or maybe Biza King is a band, I'm not sure, like some sources said Biza King was a singer. Other sources said Biza King was the name of a band. If you know, if you're watching Biza King, please let me know, because I'll clear stuff up. Different sources, like I said, say different things, but parts of this song are sung in complete gibberish, with one of those nonsense lines being Skibidi. From what I can gather, this song kind of did well on its own, but it really blew up when other people started using it in their own videos and memes. Noticeably at first, a Turkish influencer named Yasin Cengiz used it in various videos of him doing this like little hip thrust when the song played in various situations. Like, these videos have millions of views, and it's just sort of like wobbling his hips and belly around while this song plays. Good for him, I suppose. He's probably making a bit more money than I am doing that. I'm in the wrong business. Yet the song was also used in another separate video series, one that really made this nonsense term explode in popularity with the young people, that being the Skibidi Toilet video series. This is a series of animated videos on YouTube created by Alexey Gerasimov. Apologize for pronunciation there, Alexey, if you happen to be watching. The initial video in this series was just a few seconds long and featured a human head appearing from a toilet and singing, before they expanded in scope to feature huge sci-fi looking battles, really epic, crazy stuff. Like, honestly, I didn't watch the entire Skibidi Toilet saga for researching this video, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but if you're a Skibidi Toilet fan, please drop some deep Skibidi Toilet lore down in the comments below, that'd be appreciated as well. But as mentioned, that first video in this series featured a head popping out of a toilet and singing, and the song this toilet head is singing is of course Dom Dom Yes. Well, not quite exactly, just Dom Dom Yes. But before we continue, I want to say a huge thank to my most recent Super Thanks lever. So a huge thank to Super Thanks lever EasyChair34. Super Thanks are a great way to make a one-time donation to help support Name Explain, and can be left directly in the comments section of any of my videos here on YouTube. However, Patreon is the best way to financially support Name Explain, and donating just $1 a month gets you ad-free videos, a chance to say what names get explained, an exclusive monthly newsletter, and your name at the end of these videos. All of that can be found at patreon.com/Name Explain, which will be linked down below. All that helps out tremendously. Thank you. But as we were saying, this toilet head was singing Dom Dom Yes Yes, but a remix version of it mashed with Give It To Me by Timbaland, hence why the version featured in the video is pretty different to the original version. These videos over 2023 and 2024 blew up in popularity, especially with the young people of Gen Alpha, and I know it's easy to rag on Skibidi Toilet as just being stupid nonsense, but honestly, I think it's really cool to see something online that is longer than 60 seconds, not filmed vertically, and has a huge amount of creativity and technical know-how put into it to gain a huge amount of online popularity. I think that's really cool. Like, I love the Big Les show, and that started as a nonsense cartoon becoming much larger in scope, and Skibidi Toilet kind of reminds me of that in some way, shape or form. I can't imagine it's as good because Big Les is one of the best things on the internet. But yeah, go watch Big Les if you haven't. But honestly, it just really tickles me knowing that content like this can still be popular. Like, it reminds me of Red vs. Blue and the fact it's kind of like a machinima style content as well. And, you know, just even mentioning Red vs. Blue is really showing my age. And popular it is. Each video in this series amasses millions of views. Like, seriously, why am I making boring educational stuff when I could be doing this? Not that I know how to do this, but I don't know, I could be, but no, I'm just here talking about words instead. Yay, words. But anyway, most of these views are coming from young kids, and as young kids have done throughout history, they love to imitate the media they absorb, and it leads to many of them chanting Skibidi at home or in the school grounds, I imagine. Like, I'm not entirely sure. I don't personally know any Gen Alpha kids, and if you are one, let me know. Seriously, the Gen Alpha watch this, I must seem so old and boring to them. So, just to recap, it was nonsense from a song, which got mixed with another song, which got featured in a popular YouTube video series, and that's just how things work now, I guess, in this age of like stitching content together, taking bits of content into isolation and using them on their own to make memes and TikTok videos. That's the world we're living in now. Like, all those kind of sound effects you hear in TikTok videos, do you know where they even originate from in the first place? Like, it's a bizarre time, but it's strange, I know, as I just mentioned, but this gibberish word of Skibidi has risen in popularity and been given meaning by young kids. Well, kind of anyway. Skibidi can seemingly mean anything and can be used in pretty much any point in a sentence, though apparently kids often use the starter sentence. Urban Dictionary's top definition for Skibidi is a word usually used at the start of a conversation, specifically a convo filled with brain rot. So it can basically signify when someone is going to start being really stupid. I've also read that it can mean something is really good, like, oh, that's Skibidi, or something like that. Is that how kids speak today? That's top Skibidi, yeah, like, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck in, from that era, I'm stuck in like the 1930s apparently. No, I'm kind of stuck in like 2010s, like 2012. That's kind of where I peaked, I feel. And that's like where my cultural knowledge ended, 2012. I wasn't even doing Name Explain then, but yeah, that's kind of where I am at these days. Does anyone remember Gautier? Man, that's some good stuff. Skibidi might seem like a resoundingly dumb word, and in many ways that's the entire point of it, but kids are always going to be kids regardless of the generation and technology they have access to, and they're always going to want their own unique thing, their little private joke amongst their generation that confuses older people. And seemingly one of the first of those things for Gen Alpha is this strange little word of Skibidi. Wonder what will come next. Gen Alpha, you've got some time on your hands. Like, Gen Z are going to feel like the old ones, how I feel like a few years back, all of a sudden Gen Z were the old ones and I felt like a weird old man, but that's coming for you, Gen Z, as well. That's weird. I don't know. I'm confused by this whole video. I'm genuinely a little shocked that I managed to make a whole video about the word Skibidi, so please go suggest a topic down below we could cover in next Monday's Name Explain video. It could be about literally anything, and the topic can be as niche or broad as you like. I will then choose 3 of those topics and place them in a poll for my patrons to vote on. Then the winner from that poll will be the topic covered in next Monday's Name Explain video. You can vote in that poll, as well as enjoy many other great benefits by visiting patreon.com/Name Explain, which will be linked down below, and by donating just $1 a month. Thank you. Anyway, that's more than enough for myself, but don't forget to go follow me on Instagram where I'm Name Explain YT, and don't forget to join my Facebook page, Friends of Name Explain, where you can chat with myself and many other name nerds. Okay all, take care. This is a very, very silly video, so silly in fact I need to wipe my glasses beforehand because I realised they're mucky. Yeah, didn't in fact be talking about this, but here we are, and this is something that's, well, seems quite alien to me, maybe quite alien to you. It's very popular with the young people, and I guess that's what we're here for. Yeah, why not? Anyway, should we begin? Part of this song are sung Yasin Cengiz. Yasin Cengiz? So I think it's Yasin Cengiz. That should be fine. For 2023 and 2023 through? Can't even say the year right. This is either going to do fairly well or just not get any views at all, depending on who it reaches on YouTube, but we'll give it our best shot.